So Emerson Mnangagwa, through his kangaroo courts, has finally granted Amos Chibaya a bail of 500 US dollars. The games that Mnangagwa is playing, these political games and persecution games, really are getting us fed up. We are really fed up of non-existent cases that Mnangagwa is just throwing people to courts for, all just to disturb them from carrying out political activities that could lead to a change in Zimbabwe. The whole idea that Mnangagwa has here is just to make sure that he disrupts the preparations that are supposed to be done by the movement for change, so that somebody will be restricted because they are on bail and some other conditions that are tight for them. They will not be able to be maneuvering as much as they should. So this really is getting in our bonds. We are really sick and tired of Mnangagwa and all these stupid games that he plays. And I don't know why he thinks that it's still working, because everyone now is quite clear of this political persecution that is happening in Zimbabwe. Nelson Chamisa speaks as Amos Chibaya is given the free bail. And when you look at the cases of Chibaya, remember, he was arrested just twice within, a week, or on different cases. When he was arrested first, then he was set free, then arrested before he even left. Just imagine, this kind of barbarism is only known in ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa. But of course, all these barbarians, we've seen them, and whatever that they've done in the past, we saw finally how they ended. They did not go far. Nobody really went far. They tried all they could, but finally, dictators will always come down so hard. They will definitely fall at the end of the day. So Mnangagwa is so afraid of the Zimbabweans. He's afraid of leaders of change. He's afraid of dissenting voices, political activists, as well as human rights activists. He's so jittery when he sees them walking scot-free in Zimbabwe. So that's why all these games that he continues to play of just wanting to, to feel like he has power or he's in control. And yet that is not power. That's cowardice. That's cowardice. When you abuse power to such levels and you think that you are displaying that you are in authority, then that's not it. That's not authority. That's not power. It's actually cowardice. It's actually showing that Mnangagwa does not have things in Zimbabwe under his control. He's lost it. So at least, well, we thank God that Amos Chibaya is out on bail. But of course, the circumstances surrounding his arrest it still remains an issue, really, that is quite very depressing. So the change champion Nelson Chamisa here is written and said that making Zimbabwe a free country, a just and democratic country, cannot and must not have prisoners on account of politics. Citizens should not be persecuted for their political belief and opinions. Diversity is evidence of nationhood. Political tolerance is evidence of good governance. Justice is a human right. Today, as political prisoners appear in court, our thoughts and prayers are with Jameson Timber and the Avondale 48, Amos Chibaya, who are victims of political victimization, persecution, and toxic politics in Zimbabwe. May God save, heal, and bless Zimbabwe. Hashtag free Chibaya, free Timber, free all political prisoners. So, right. So that's exactly the issue that we are talking about, that our politics in Zimbabwe has gone to the dogs, all because of what Mnangagwa is doing. Emerson Mnangagwa has decided, through his fear of democratic forces, to execute injustice, to take away the freedom of the Zimbabwean people. And he has decided to make himself like some kind of a mini god who can be deciding who lives, who dies, who survives, who doesn't survive, who feeds, who doesn't feed, who goes free and who goes to prison. And this is just a sign, like we've always saying, of the weaknesses of all dictators. So that now that Chibaya is out, we want to continue to look at what is the next move of Emerson Mnangagwa, because obviously he's not just being released. He's released because there will be something else that they want to move on with. And the business of Mnangagwa and his administration on wrong things is what causes Zimbabwe not to prosper. They are wasting so much time, energy, and resources on things that are counterproductive. Instead of having people that will have to be following the U.S. The U.S. Ambassador to Zimbabwe, you have people that are following people like Namatai Kwekweza. You have people that are following up people like the former ZCTU chairperson, and all the like, and all the people like Chibaya. I don't know why all these resources have to be channeled towards such useless endeavors. Because at the end of the day, is it going to be helping Zimbabwe? Is it giving value to Zimbabwe? It's not. It's actually just squandering a lot of money, which this government, again, continues to cry not to have. But they would rather use the limited available resources for things that are not productive at all. Why should Mnangagwa be afraid of Namatai Kukweza? Of all people, just look at Namatai. But Mnangagwa has sleepless nights when he thinks about Namatai Kukweza. And that is the thing that we continue to discuss, that our politics need to change. We definitely need to have a whole bunch of new political actors in Zimbabwe, people that think differently, people that have a different philosophy when it comes to politics and political contestation, because that is where exactly where our problems are anchored as a nation, as a country. And we definitely have to put our heads together and agree to change the political discourse in Zimbabwe and make sure that we begin to see things working. No one really should ever be persecuted for the choice of political grouping that they want. It's their democratic right. It's the right of the citizen. And we are supposed to allow competition. Competition is very healthy because it also puts those that are in power on check, to keep them on toes, so that they toe the line, they follow the rules, they do things accordingly, and they also, continue to serve the people and are productive in their saving. If we don't have competition, then it becomes a problem, because those that are in power will think that power belongs to them, they deserve to be there, and no one will remove them, so they can sleep on duty. That is why our country can't prosper. When a politician is aware that another politician is campaigning to remove me or is fighting hard to take me out, they will toe the line. Definitely, you will see them pulling up their socks and working extra hard. And that's exactly the thing that we want to see happening in Zimbabwe. So what Nelson Chamisa, the change champion, is talking about here is very, very important. That is the kind of politics that Zimbabwe must generate. And once we are able to generate such kind of an equal political landscape, then you will see everything else falling into place. Our problem right now in Zimbabwe is the politics. The politics is the one that is actually causing every other thing to rot. The economy, the economics, the productive sector, the social justice, the moral fabric, everything in Zimbabwe is just rotten, all because of the dirty kind of politics that ZANU-PF and Emmerson Mnangagwa have cultivated in Zimbabwe, which really needs to be uprooted from the roots. So this is what is happening, and our prayer is that God should bring a new spirit in Zimbabwe that will bring in politicians that are ready to see change, that are ready to see Zimbabwe becoming a better nation than what we could be right now. So our prayers for Zimbabwe is that change must happen in every sector of Zimbabwe, and we begin to see a working country. Can I hear some amens that, Lord, change Zimbabwe's politics, and may we see better politicians coming up? Amen and amen. That is our prayer, and our God is, of course, in the business of answering prayers. So this is what it is, family. We still have a show that is coming right on this platform just after a few minutes time. So don't go away. Let us meet and continue to discuss. Remain blessed till we meet in the upcoming show.